Hello everyone, it's Bebop307 here and welcome back to Niche and the Zodiac Tribe. I am here with the Rabbit Tribe today and oh my word. The last episode started a lot of interesting stuff and I'm really excited for this episode and for the future of our Rabbit Tribe because and just for the future of the Zodiacs in general, because there has been a really interesting idea that one of you had that I absolutely love, having to do with our melanistic Kuku. And you guys had... the person who had this idea, I do want to give credit where it's due, at least when I can't remember your guys' names. I'm sorry, I'm scatterbrained. I remember a good portion of you because you guys comment a lot. But Mordecai Priestess was musing about perhaps what his purpose is, because as we discussed in the last episode, our poor Kuku has no idea. He doesn't know anything in this world, he doesn't understand anything. I mean, Poisonberry really just created him from the sea foam. He was sung into being, you know? And I mentioned that a couple times in the last episode. So he doesn't know what he's meant to do, and he's just kind of following blindly after our little lady goldfish here. And I really like her name because it feels like such an awesome coincidence that goldfish, not looking like a goldfish at all, would be the one to lead our creature from the sea around and show him the way of life on land, which is really awesome to me. But she had the idea that, Mordecai Priestess, or they had the idea, that perhaps his purpose is to be a melanistic defender, to protect the mothers so that they never have to worry about anything taking their babies from their nests, so that they never have to fear that they might not be able to even have a family, because that was why Poisonberry created him. She wanted a family. Her father passed away shortly after she was born, as did her mother, and she really didn't have anyone. I mean, Shrino was very caring and he felt very dutiful and protectful, and his cheerful attitude, he was a really good influence on her, and she just wanted to have that cheerfulness in her life because she believes that part of the reason why he was so happy was because he was in love and had a family, and she wanted that. And so we have Kuku, and I think it would be interesting if that idea came into play, if they were our defenders of the nest. Perhaps maybe swimmers too, leading our swimmers, or maybe our singing priest was also in your suggestions, Mordecai, and it was pretty cool. I'm really excited. I really like that idea. And you actually posed an inquiry about melanistic rogues, and I have a pretty good idea for that too. I think melanistic rogues, personally, are creatures like this who abandoned their purpose. They gave it up. They didn't want to do it. So, yeah. So I think what would be most interesting is that melanistic creatures are just, once they are given a purpose or task, or they find what they are destined to do, they do it doggedly, loyally, and they do not stray. And if they do, those are the rogues, the wanderers that we find. At least the, like the guys that kind of, well, yeah, you guys get me. But, so they are the ones who have given up on their purpose. And occasionally, maybe if we find, like, wanderers, like, melanistic wanderers, and we can invite them into the tribe, maybe that's what, like, we can help them find their purpose. And I think that would be a very interesting dynamic if in the rabbits this new tradition kind of erupted where maybe each new melanistic baby is given a guide, and they are kind of there to help the baby find their purpose, and it might become a very prominent symbol in this tribe, and I think that's very interesting. So there we go. And in the last episode we actually had an argument brewing between our two brothers, Jaqua and Shrino, because Jaqua, enraged and almost bitter by the fact that he feels overlooked because his brother was chosen for the leader, and he obviously should have been the leader because, hey, his family was blessed by the goddess Cleopatra, the most worshipped and beloved deity in this tribe, and he was overlooked. He didn't get to be leader, and he doesn't understand it, and so that bitterness has led him to want to cause trouble and mayhem and to be extra, like, just suspicious and irritated, which is kind of sad because he was such a good nicheling. But this feels like this slight on his soul. If his mate were still alive, perhaps she would calm him down and show him reason and show, no, we're still very respected. Just because we don't lead doesn't mean we don't have presence. But at the moment, he's kind of just lost in his head in this, like, really almost an imaginary insult. So he is over here arguing with Shrino, and their brother, Jure, is kind of just shaking his head at Jaqua, and he's busy taking care of the berry bushes over here. Whereas our twins have finally started moving around because they unlocked the purse down for us in the last episode, you guys. So I am very curious to see if perhaps our very lovely nichelings over here could find themselves their one and onlys. And I'm wondering who they might be. Now let's see. Let's look at Mika. And we have Mika. Let's see. Would Mika and Cassova be good together? No, they have the same exact immunities. I think Pistachio is actually their sibling though, so I don't know if I want to breed them. Let's see. Pistachio. Jaqua, yep. Pistachio, Stickweed, Cassova, and Yucca are all siblings. So, what about Saranai? Saranai has A and I, but I think Cassova has C and I. Okay. Wait. What about Enyo? Oh, they could! Okay, so there is a possibility for Cassova, and now I just need to look around. We have little Tashawn down here. He's C and I. What about Yucca? She's A and I. So it doesn't look like there's a possibility with them just yet, but there could be in the near future. And I really don't know, Tashawn, why you got me laughing so hard last time. I think his hair just drove me, like, you drove me into a fit of laughter, little guy. But okay, so now that I have taken forever to catch you guys up and fill you in on my, like, the ideas you've had, the ideas I've had, and how things might progress and so on, let's actually progress. So, sorry about that. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and see. What are we going to do? Alright, passing the turn. Let's pass the turn. Oh, that forlorn whale call. It looks like we just lost someone. I believe, yes. Oh, guys, my heart. It was Dre's mate. Oh no, Goldfish's mom. That's really sad. I want to look at her. Raspberry. Oh, Goldfish, you're pretty. Look at the blue stripes. I know they're gray, but they look blue to me. But Raspberry... Oh, our poor mushroom. I know she was named after a raspberry, so I should say our poor raspberry, but she makes me think of a mushroom, so I'm gonna call her mushroom. But oh my gosh! Oh, I miss her. She was so sweet and just... Oh my goodness. Because she came to Poisonberry's aid and tried to help her have a baby and help her just with this new creature, and she was very welcoming, which normally isn't, which is weird because Raspberry was super paranoid compared to a lot of the other nichelings. She was more watchful over her children, very protective of her mate, and very protective. And in the end, she ended up being the first welcoming arms that Kuku saw. And her daughter, Goldfish, has so far shown him most of the ropes, taught him about berries, taught him about the rabbit clan, taught him about the goddess Cleopatra and the other, like, goddesses and gods and deities of our world. And I think that would actually really hurt him. Oh, I think it would really hurt because he did care about her. I mean, next to Poisonberry, she was the first open, welcoming arms, and it kind of... I think he would join Goldfish as she stood kind of vigil by her mother's bones, just to be there. And I think perhaps he might try to prove his worth in attempting to hunt down a bunny to give to her, and in doing so, revealing himself to Jaqua, who has only heard rumors of this newcomer, and I'm interested to see how he's going to react to that. Okay. So, Jaqua, let's see how you react to this. Oops, I moved the wrong way. Oh, but there's a bunny. You know what? Let's see. I don't want to lose the bunny meat, and I don't know what Dre wants to do. What do you want to do, buddy? Poor dude. I think he wants to go sit by his family. You know what? What if he went to visit his grandson? Oh, that would be so cute. That's so cute. I really like that. Actually, before we do anything, well, Saranai, she's probably, I think she's going to come up here, and we're gonna swipe that bunny, and she's going to join Goldfish as Goldfish scooches closer to, well, stay by her mother's bones, but also to keep an eye on Kuku, because she kind of feels like he's her responsibility. Like, she should take care of him, make sure that everything's okay, and that he understands how the rabbits work. So she's keeping an eye on him, and Jaqua is very, very hostile. I think he's going to start accusing him, accusing him of stealing food and like saying that you should get out of here. So he's gonna come over here, swipe up the food, and ask him what he thinks he's doing. What do you think you're doing? How dare you assume that you can come into our tribe and just take our food and hunt our prey? We do not have the space for you. We do not have the time for you, and you should not be here. So he's all around being a bit of a jerkwad, and I think that Shrino is getting very frustrated because this creature, his like almost like a niece, really. Actually, their half-sister, called this being forth, basically her son, and his brother is treating him as if he's this monster. And so I think that Shrino is getting very close to just kicking his brother out, and I don't know if he'll actually do that, but I think he's going to be pulling his brother aside, and whatever status he had previously, I don't know, I think he might like even send him to the far side of the island, like kind of keep him over here. Like, you're not allowed to go near him, you're not allowed to speak to him, and you're going to stay over by the smelly fruit trees, and you're not allowed to come over this way again. So Shrino is taking action because his brother is being extremely ridiculous, and Dre, overhearing this, is just shocked by his brother's like just absolute childishness, really. Because that's what it is. His brother is, like, Jaqua was being childish, and his hurt and perceived slight has really just almost twisted his personality, which is kind of sad because he was once a very light-hearted and kind of goofy guy, and now maybe it's also grief. Maybe it's him missing his mate so much that he thinks that, I mean, that as payment for what she had given to the tribe, that they deserved a better place. But they had a good one, and he needs a bit of sense smacked into him. See, this is where my sister, she jokes around about having a little sense stick. Like, whenever people need a bit of sense, I'm gonna whack them with it. And she doesn't really have one. It's, you know, it's figurative. It's, you know, like, it's, you know, imaginary sense stick. But I think Jaqua might need a real one right now. Just a little bop on the head, because you're being a bit of a dingus. You're being a bit of a dingus. But now that that's done, I think Dre is just shaking his head and going over to his daughter. They're talking about how things are going, and she's taking him over to introduce him to his grandson. And I think he's really, really excited. And Pepperroot and Stickweed, they're still kind of joking and messing with each other, and he's trying to take down this poisonberry bush. Right now, their little sister, our adorable little Enyo. That name is so precious, by the way. Thank you so much for whoever suggested it. It's been a while, I think. I think it was one of our older suggestions. And it's just so cute. It's so cute. I'm sorry. It's so cute. I can't say anything else really because of how adorable it is. But we actually have a pilgrimage to make with little Pistachio and Mika, because Mika and Pistachio are going to be heading over this way in order to help Pistachio go and sit on the trunk to call for her one and only, or really anyone. And the reason why we're going over here is because I do believe, after having successfully called someone forth, that some of the rabbits believe that this trunk is now blessed by Poisonberry to increase the beauty of their song and bring forth nichelings they might not have found before. So now with that done, we probably should work on gathering a bit more food. I think that Jaqua is going to come back and swipe up some more food, maybe sit on the trunk, and her brother can clean the scent off of her for now. maybe he can go sit on the trunk. They're never very far from each other though, so he might just sit over here, keep an eye on her, but survey the terrain as well and just kind of get used to it, because their whole lives they kind of stuck by this smelly fruit tree. They didn't really interact with a lot of other people, so they're they need to get used to it. They need to understand, and like they need to make some friends. They want to get more close-knit with their little tribe's community. And, I mean, of course, they have to stay together, and they kind of want an adventure. So, yeah. But Enyo, little Enyo is left alone, and I don't know how Pepper really feels about it. I think she might try to bring her little sister over to meet her nephew. And, oh my goodness, I'm sorry, she's so cute. Enyo is so freaking precious, you guys. Just look at her. Just look at her. She's so precious. She's so cute. But now that we've done that, we actually have a couple of gems on Saranai to really quickly change to that royal blue color. And I don't think we have anybody else to do that to. No, Mika already has her colors changed. Is it supposed to be Micah or Mika? Micah? I've been saying Mika for a while, so we'll say Mika. But let's see. I don't know if Saranai can mate with anybody. Can she breed with Tishan? She can't breed with Tishan. So she can't breed with Kuku either. Really, Goldfish is the only one that Kuku can breed with. And then Enyo is probably going to end up with Cassova, our little Casanova. I think that she'll probably fall easily. She's so cute and so innocent, that like sweet charming guy, like yeah, she'd fall pretty easily. It makes me think of those little like fairy tales where the princess and the prince and they just fall for each other, and it's just silly little innocent romance, and I think that'd be really cute. I'm really excited about it because she's so cute. And she has a sweet innocent like little personality to me, and that's all that the name Enyo brings forth. But let's go ahead and let's pass the turn and let's zoom in on this drama in the background, because Jaqua is about to be sent away and kind of stripped of whatever respect his family had previously earned. I mean, there's still a bit of respect there because yes, his family was the only one so far who gave us twins, and they brought in the Nimblefingers, but he's done a lot lately that's kind of lessened that achievement, and we're gonna have to Shrino's not happy with him. So we'll pass the turn, and Kuku, feeling utterly dazed and confused by this harshness, I think he might try to back away towards Goldfish. And let's go ahead and take a sniff really quick. Okay, and listen, it doesn't look like there's anything beyond some rabbits and moles, so we're good. But we're gonna have Shrino. Shrino is done with Jaqua, so Jaqua is now being sent back to the smelly trees, and like as ordered by Shrino. And this is the first like really harsh kind of decision that Shrino has made. So far he's been very, cautious and careful, making sure that we have a lot of food. But he has been just generally pretty nice, you know, even keel sort of guy, just patient, and his brother riled him up enough that he's no longer patient. And I think that he's going to apologize greatly to poor Kuku, who's so confused and hurt by this, and he's going to bring him forward and just say, I'm sorry, my dear half-sister brought you here, and you are as family to me, and I will treat you that way. And so he's just kind of comforting him, and normally rabbits really are very just suspicious, but I mean, Shrino really considers, he really truly considers Kuku to be like his nephew. He considers him as family, and so he was completely appalled by Jaqua's behavior, sent him away, and apologized to Kuku. And Goldfish is really relieved because she happens to very, very much care for Kuku. So she's staying by his side, and Saranai is offended by Jaqua's behavior and is speaking angrily to her father about it. I'm trying to figure out if there's anything that perhaps she could do, and if like maybe shouldn't he deserve, like should he really be allowed to stay in this tribe if he can't even tolerate the members in the tribe? I mean, there's such things as discourse, but that was outrageous and very threatening, and what if he tries to hurt him? But Shrino just shaking his head is like, no, no, no. Jaqua will be kept watch on, and he will suffer enough humiliation by his outburst from the others. So just sometimes being a good leader, you need to know how harsh you can be. So Saranai, because she's so close to her friend, and because her friend very much cares about this nicheling, is very offended by this, and so she probably has a bit of a grudge towards Jaqua, and don't think she very much appreciates his attitude towards any of this, really. And so despite her like attempting to cajole a harsher punishment, Shrino kind of just denied and said no, he's gotten what he's deserved, like what he deserves. And meanwhile, his other daughter is helping her new friend go over to the trunk to call for their, to see if she can bring someone forth from the sea foam. If that's the case, then Poisonberry's blessing on this trunk will forever remain, and that's a really cool idea. But now that we're over here, I think we're going to scoot. We're actually gonna let Enyo collect up some stuff. She can slice down another bunny, and perhaps Cassova, I'm gonna actually have Cassova go over there to help her out, because he can also collect acorns, and I think that would make her feel very impressed and happy, and his sister is probably gonna come along as well. Before we do that, let's try to swipe down this tree, and we're gonna have Pepperroot, now knowing that her sister is in safe hands, one of the blessed twins. I think she's going to go over and breed with her mate, and her mate can scoot over here so they can breed again. And let me see, I don't know if I actually set up their genetics for anything special in the last one. I might have tried. I don't know. Like with stickweed, I don't know if there's anything that I really need to prevent, or if there's anything that I really want to bring in. I mean, we could try for the purse now, but I kind of wanted that to be like a Cassova and Yucca thing, because they're the ones who brought it on, and I figured it would make sense that way. But I don't know. Is there anything here that I could... It might be interesting if we got some spots. I mean, that could be kind of fun, so I suppose we could try for some spots, but I don't really know if there's anything that I feel like I need to encourage right now, so... Well, you know what? Maybe we could encourage some white fur. I know that's silly, but I'm interested to see if we can get some white furred nichelings, or at least some more pale nichelings. I don't know. It's just a little thing for fun. Otherwise, I can't really tell if we need anything. I mean, can I put the claw in yet? Where's the claw? Where's the claw? Oh, I suppose I could try to make these guys our defenders. Pepperroot's always been very feisty, so we can encourage the claw, see if we get some double-clawed defenders. But, okay. So now that that's done, I'm gonna send our little Tishan. I think I called you a Trishan earlier. He's gonna come over and swipe up this bunny, offering it to the lovely Yucca, who will call from the trunk. I feel like, just as a thank you, she'd sing for him. And he, oh, what if the pink stripes are like blush? Oh, that would be so cute. Okay, so he's got a crush on her, guys. It's so cute. It's so cute. You don't even know how cute it is. But he's got a crush on her. It's not gonna work out, but I think he'd have a crush on her anyway. So he offered up the little bunny meat, like, hi. I mean, I thought maybe you'd like this. So there's that, and then we can go ahead and let Dre collect up some stuff, and I think he might go down by his youngest, and just keep an eye on her and spend some quality time with her, because his older children have all had plenty of time to be around him, and his youngest has not had nearly as much quality time. So I think he and Enyo are going to start bonding, and our very lovely Pepperroot. Let's see. I don't think there's anything else for her to do. But alright, you guys, I think that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I want to thank you all for watching, and I gotta be bopping out of here, So, before I actually say goodbye, though, I just really quickly want to say I'm working fairly hard right now on, I'm sorry that videos haven't been going out as often as they should be. I've just been very, very busy. I've been going out a lot more. I've got my work, I've got some other things, and I'm trying to rein myself in and refocus and readjust how like my eating habits, my sleeping schedule, and just trying to improve generally so that I can make progress on these videos and improve them for you guys, because I really want to give you the best experience I possibly can. And that includes looking into some new recording programs, and because I have to look into new recording programs, I also have to look into new editing programs, and that stuff can be kind of complicated, and I have faith that I'll learn it, but I'm taking a little bit of time, so we're going to be stuck with videos that might have more audio blips, because this program that I have, which is Screencast-O-Matic Pro, is a good beginner program, but it does lag a little bit, and I need to get some upgrades, so I'm hoping to do a lot of improving within the next couple months. New programs, new gear, maybe even a better webcam. I have one right now, but I don't think it's very good, and whenever I tried it, it lagged a lot, so I'm hoping that if I do this new recording program that I've been looking into that was recommended to me by someone on Twitter, which was very appreciated, I'm hoping that I'll be able to start doing videos where you guys can see my face and maybe even start streaming, because it looks like this one has an option for streaming and stuff, and I'm so excited about stuff like that. It just makes me so happy because it means it feels like I'm really improving, you know? Because I've got this new mic and I'm learning stuff and it's gonna be fun. But so just bear with me because that's all I'm asking. I know you guys want to see more, and I really am going to try to push myself and not exhaust myself and, like, you know, really overdo it, but to push myself to improve and make the videos better for you guys. So yeah, that also includes getting something called a pop filter. I could probably get a fairly cheap one that will work pretty well, because with this mic you hear a lot more than you would with the old one. So alright you guys, now I will officially be bopping on out of here. Thank you for my little update, listening to my little update notice if you lasted that long. But again, I guess I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!